So this is my nephew cabin again. He's obviously grown up since the last video, and this is the hair that I'm working with. Oh, look at that nonsense. It's very long, disconnected, and we are going to give him that infamous Gordon look again.
Using the Oster Classic 76, I'm taking the 3 3/4, which in my book is considered a 4, and I'm just going around his head and taking everything down, making everything even. Now using the 3 1/2, which I consider a 3, and I'm going around the edges again. Basically what I'm doing is a reverse fade. It just works easier for me if I start with a big number and go down to the small numbers. Especially with the way his hair grows, and it's very coarse, so I try to get it as clean as possible around the edges. See, now I'm going in with a 2. And I'm tightening up around the nape and the neck area because just the way his hair grows is ridiculous and could be a pain for a lot of barbers. Using the Andis Slimline Pro, I'm taking his hairline right about to there just because his hair is so sparse in that right hand corner that it doesn't look too right if I were to go any lower. So I'm going to take all of that down. I actually really do enjoy doing this part. It's very satisfying. And I take a little bit more time on this than anything else. I like to get every single hair. And I gotta go, I like when it looks clean cut. I gotta go around the ears, make sure I get all those hairs. The ears are the hardest part for me, just because I like to get every strand of hair as possible. I know it's tedious, but I enjoy doing it. Now what I'm doing here is I'm just creating a guide where I want his line to be. Now Jim Gordon, he likes to have it parted right above his eye. It's not like a dramatic part like you see in most barber shops. I try to make it as slim as possible, unnoticeable. Now I'm taking my thinning shears because, like I said, this kid's hair is super thick and he's been growing it for so long. Very coarse. So I'm taking my thinning shears and I am going all around his head and I'm thinning out his head. Just because it's easier to cut hair with your regular scissors after it's been thinned out and you take most of the bulk out. So that's why I'm just running here and getting rid of most of the bulk.
Kevin, your face is so white.
Well, you know, with the white light.
I can't tan.
And just like every hairstylist, it's a working hair process. Everyone's head is different. I obviously start off like this and then I go a little bit shorter because I realize it doesn't look right and I need to blend it a little bit more on that side. But right now, I'm just doing the outline, taking about 1.5 inches off the length all around And then I will go in and layer and do what I gotta do to make it lay down. As a hairstylist, I always like to take little by little. I know that takes more time, but right here I'm taking about maybe a ½ inch off the length, just because I know he wants to keep a little bit more of the length in the front. But again, as you can see, I have to go in there with my thinning shears because that area is so thick. And I just kind of keep chiseling away at it because it's so much hair. I don't want to take the chance of taking too much off. So I'd rather take little by little and see it come together than take a shitload and be like, oh man, he has no hair left. To me, using scissors on any hair is more like sculpting. I take little by little to sculpt and chisel it out, and eventually I get my finished product. I couldn't tell you an exact way of how I do it. It's just like I see it and then I do it. So right now I'm just going in and I'm point cutting and I'm texturizing because I realize it lays down a lot better when I do that. And it just blends very well with the buzzer in the back. So that's what I'm going over. And now I'm going back in and I'm point cutting again on the top.
Okay, so this is the end result, everyone. You have to follow me. Texturize. And it's blended nicely from the shade, the razor buzzer to the scissors on top. Oh my god. Oh guys, I have pomade in here, holding it back here because he's got it very heavy. It was a request to keep the top a little bit longer than the back, obviously.
Yes.
Because you've worked so hard on it. But can you do a slow rotation for me because it'd be easier for the light? Wacko. So that's the end result, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. You are so Charlie. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching.
Hit me up. My number is 201.
Oh my god.
0137.
He's single.